This is myself, and it's 2:30. Yeah. I got here about 5 minutes ago, and had somewhat of an active day at the senior center. You know, I sent this really nice email earlier in the day where I was concerned about the issuance of protection orders where there's fraud. Yeah. Put some screen prints in there, and then the color law violations and some videos, and I didn't get any phone calls. So I thought that there must be a problem with those in the judiciary that didn't understand that you cannot have court hearings when there's the use of forgery, fraud, and no penalty of perjury. This acknowledgement of the petitioner, it acknowledges that what she had documented on the actual protection order, yes, is that it is true and correct, the information that she filled out when filling out the actual protection order, yes. But yesterday we talked about the family member that did or did not appear in court. See, when you read the respondent's identifiers, yeah, my physical appearance, my sex, my race, my hair color, height, weight, and eye color, certain moles, scars, or tattoos, yes, and then if I had access to weapons. The respondent's distinguishing features go right here where there's the name Benjamin Graham Budnick, yes. Now, it's difficult enough when you put male, Caucasian, light brown hair, yeah. But actually my hair is gray if you really look at it, and it was somewhat gray at that time. I wasn't 10 feet tall, and as much as you would say 10, actually not having my actual height could cause somebody to arrest the wrong person. And my weight is close to 255 pounds in hazel, yes. Now it could have been that the individual that actually filled out this, right, was not the petitioner, yes. And since the petitioner, she might have seen me once or twice in those 4 years, yes. Not getting my height right really speaks to the whole idea of being, well, not really understanding who I am. You don't have any physical reference to my actual height as the respondent. Now, these respondent identifiers that may or may not be important to law enforcement, yes. They are important when you serve the respondent before having court hearings, yes. Now, these minors named, known as the 5 minors, Zachary, Bishop, Deacon, Maximilian, and Benjamin, yeah, they happen to be my sons. And there was some thought in the police and sheriff's departments that, well, sometimes we get the height wrong, or the hair color wrong, or the race wrong, or the actual gender of the individual. See, when you use fraud to issue a protection order, yeah, you don't put the court's address, you don't put the telephone number, yes. It's not the actual petitioner that filled it out. You think of me as Paul Budnick, the same individual that you issued court orders for since July 8th of 2011. And then the access to weapons unknown, well, yes or no, why did you issue a weapon surrender form? It wasn't the petitioner that filled out the protection order, was it? Yesterday I told you that it had to be a family member. And as the instructions say, that you can ask for help when filling this out, yes, from the court facilitator. But it's only with the understanding that the personal information is given from the actual petitioner of the protection order, yes. Now, this signing of the form, right? You said she didn't have to sign it. I would say that she does, right? If you have any questions about this order, ask the court clerk, the court facilitator, or the domestic violence advocate. Yes. Now, maybe Heidi went to Healthy Families of Clallam County. Yes. I went to Healthy Families of Clallam County. Yes. I attempted to give them a response to the dissolution of marriage. Now, was it Heidi Lee Budnick that actually filled this out, or was it the domestic violence advocate? Yes. Was it the court clerk? Or was it the facilitator? The courthouse facilitator. Ouch. Now, I'm having a real difficult time with the judiciary. That not asking the petitioner for the actual information means that she wasn't involved in the process of filling out the actual protection order. Not putting my middle initial, not putting her middle initial. Yes. Now, I want you to know this, okay? You having court hearings where there is fraud is against the law. For my own public defender, Jack, you're going to go to prison. You cannot fraudulently fill out the forms necessary for a protection order without the involvement of the petitioner. Yes. You cannot say my height is 10 feet tall. Yeah. You cannot say that my hair is light brown. Poop. You cannot have the actual court address. Yes. You cannot not attempt service on the respondent. Now, the court does not have jurisdiction over the parties because there was no penalty of perjury, because there is no signature of the petitioner that the information that she would have provided is true and correct. The minors named, yes, you cannot put the minors named. You cannot actually enter the names of the 5 sons right now. You cannot write their names down without the petitioner telling you their names and their birth dates. And then the subject matter. There cannot be any subject matter without the penalty of perjury. Do you understand, Judge? There cannot be any subject matter without the penalty of perjury. Now, the respondent did not have reasonable notice and an opportunity to be heard. The petitioner would have had to tell the court that she attempted service on the respondent right now, and that she served the respondent by personal service, right, service by mail, or service by publication. But the actual protection order says that the petitioner did not serve the respondent. You cannot issue court orders where there is no acknowledgement